watching the basketball game. Coach for a High Point should have sat his kids down and said, if you're playing a team that could possibly be more athletic than you, if you watch the videotape, that you want to do a little more containment on defense than attacking. You attack a lot when you're more athletic. If you're not more athletic, you don't attack as much. You more containment. You get in there, you harass them, and you make them frustrated because you're playing really tight defense. Okay, attacking defense is something you do when you're athletically superior. When you're not as athletically superior, you seek to contain more than you attack. And on defense, attack the dribble, things like that. It's just smart coaching. It's just knowing your opponent and knowing it's proper respect. If someone's not as good as you, and it's a game, you got to finish it off, get it done because you got to get to the next thing. It's showing them respect. You go out there and hey, Link, Earl, play me harder. I want to get better. And then by the time at first, at 15-2, 15-0, 15 whatever. And then when he could get to like 15-7 in a game against me, he said I was one of the best basketball players at Fairchild Air Force Base. So by the time I could, we played for like a week when I was home on leave, and he was getting after me, and no, don't take it easy on me, beat my ass. And I was like, what? Yeah. So make me guard you, have to guard me, so it's hard to score. Make it real hard. Okay, don't let up on me at all. They beat me down like a stepchild. And we kept playing, and he'd get frustrated, but he wasn't going to hurt me. He just wanted to get better. And then by the beginning of the week, I was beating him like 15-1, 15-2. The next day it got up to 4, maybe 5. And then by the time we finished, it was closer to 8, 9. He wasn't beating me, but he was going, hey, I scored 8 points on you today. When we started out, I was scoring 1 and 2. And you were going to get your 15. Yeah, we were playing 15. And so when we were done, it made perfect sense. Because I don't know if I'll ever be able to beat you, but, I could score 8 points on you for you to get your 15. And that'll do, because most guys aren't you. And then he told me later when we talked, he goes, yeah, no, I was one of the best basketball players at Fairchild Life. They couldn't talk shit about me. Black guys couldn't talk shit about me. You long and tall, you can't ball, and you go out there. You're not Earl Parsons, right? Guess what? Earl's only 5'11", and he could ball. Luke was about 6'4", and had about a 6'6" or 6'8" wingspan. Yeah, so, yeah, big hands, big feet, yeah, and like Will Smith, yeah. Bob and Link at the hotel in Flagstaff, and the poor little, I don't know if she thought it was that bad. The little Mexican maid, she stood there, ay Dios mío, and she got up, her eyes got real big, and I was like, you right now, I'm all apologizing to her, and she's not looking at me, she's smiling at Link. Hi, how are you? Okay, I come back, clean your room, fluff your pillow, housekeeping. Shit was funny. No, I was like, oh my gosh. Link was mad. We went in and we were staying in it was me, Mike, Bob, and Link, and we went to go check up the basketball stuff. And freaking Mike and Bob were going in when people were in the showers and throwing ice water on them. And they did it with me, but I just knew they were coming, so I just kept my eye up towards the shower. And when it came in, I just jumped out the way. Well, not really jumped out the way, just stepped out the way, and I was like, yeah, okay, ice water. There's the ice water there. What are you doing? I'm step under neck. It's a nice warm shower. Go get some more ice water. I'll step out of the way, and then I'll take a nice warm shower. So that's what I did. And Earl, my friends, they're goofs. Yeah, I know the morons. Morons. They're morons. Saturday. What's this TV about to record? Sorry, so I'm trying to watch the High Point Arkansas game. And, shit. Hold up. Gosh, damn it. Okay. You know how you have to do with your remote controls? It's probably Dr. Michael fucking Youssef or something stupid like that. There it is. No, it's Charles Stanley. And then after Charles Stanley is Michael Youssef. Hi, I'm full of shit and I need money. Well, Jesus said so. When Jesus told you last night in your dreams, yeah. You know you're full of shit. Yeah, but most people don't. They think and I tell you, my beloved, and then they'll record Charles Stanley and Bobby Schuller in the wee small hours of the morning when they should. You know, we're feeling good. We should. We could. We would. Stop. Think for a moment, okay? And now sway while we convey that you must do away with all the stress and the strife. Reflect the blessing of life and use kindness. There's fucking it's recording college softball. Washington and Michigan, right in the middle of the NCAA tournament. And there's Michael Youssef. Gotta get rid of his ass. College softball. I accidentally was trying to get the news to re-record thing and hit entertainment tonight. I'll have to go through and make sure I knock it off. It's a total pain in the ass. Yahweh. Now we gotta go to Sunday. And find out when Cat's Aggies are on. Oh, come on, you stupid ass buttons. Don't push my buttons. No, I Nicole Scherzinger is really cute. Okay. But like Javon Rupees, she talks. Yeah. They're all really cute, but they talk. You know, it's like, well, if they said, I want to live the Lord's Prayer, I think it's absolutely perfect, and Jesus' sacrifice was the most beautiful thing on earth, but they don't. You know, it's like Lauryn Hill, no love was sure, blah, 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 blah. And then she don't, none of them. None, yeah, okay? None. Okay? There's not a country in the world, we should live the Lord's Prayer right now. So there's not a Muslim or Christian group of people in the world standing up for the love of Jesus Christ and the redemption of Muhammad, So it's just... Bleh, 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 bleh. Yuck. It's disgusting. So, UNLV in Tulsa. Is that on Sunday? That's got to be the NIT, right? Yeah, because Seattle and Auburn, that's the NIT. Okay, there's Arizona on True TV. 5:45 against them. They're Aggies from Utah State. Go. Okay, and it's on Dad's TV. Okay, there I go. There we go. Okay, sorry, got to do that for Dad. That's just, it's 5:45. So I'll tell him the game's at 5:45. Oh, he's going to watch it. It's Sunday, but he's going to watch it. It's Arizona in the NCAA tournament. So. That kid walked. He hit the three-pointer anyway. Yeah, he walked before he put that shot up. He took 2 steps. Everybody gets to walk. It's college basketball nowadays. They walk. They put their elbow up and drive to the hoop and, play football while they're playing basketball. I was watching that Gonzalez kid or whatever. Yeah, it was for California. And he grabbed the ball, put it on his shoulder, and ran down the lane like a football player. And I was like, God, I would have been awesome if they would have allowed us to do that when I played basketball. Palming, carry it like a football, run to the... It's like, God, no, I had to jump 12 feet from the basket, go up like a flying ninja, swing the ball back and forth with my elbows to keep them from coming and trying to knock you out of the air. They were mean. No, they used to, as soon as you left the ground, they came and tried to push you down on the ground and hit you and knock you down. So you took both knees out like Bruce Lee and got the ball and went back and forth. And oh, yeah, they were horrible back in the 80s, basketball. It was the style, God, they would come in and try to hurt you and knock you down. At Encano, they used to, I can't tell you how many times I got pushed into the fucking pole. It hurt. And they laugh. Yeah. Okay. No. There's no way that black people can be prejudiced. They're not in a position to be prejudiced or do anything bad or bigoted or nothing like that. No, no, no. Tell that to my poor ball sack and my goddamn fucking $75 at the fucking emergency room, Earl. Yeah, no, Polynesian men and black men, no, they can't be prejudiced to a white guy at a park, trying to hone his game to play college ball to pay his family's bills. No. It's the plumber. I've come to fix the sink, right? Just live the Lord's Prayer, you rotten little bastards. Okay. Okay, I guess he didn't walk. Yeah, it looked like it when he did. It was a jump stop. Okay. It was good coaching. Good job, Calipari. Yeah, it was good. He got the ball, he dribbled it, he did a jump stop, and then he came and made the shot. Perfect shot. Yeah, he did a good job. Good job. I just didn't see it correctly. They showed the replay. No, he didn't travel. No, he didn't. He dribbled, then he jump stopped. So, okay, good coaching. Yeah, that's good coaching. Well, that's how you should set up for your shot when you're on a three-point shot and you're on the break like that. I wouldn't take the three-point shot, no. My thing with basketball is shrink the court. The closer to the basket, the higher the percentage. Especially, it's not that when you make the defense shrink. Okay, when you have a guy like Bo Crevis and Toby Awaka and Koa Pete, okay, the more they attract the defense attacking the basket, or if you have a point guard that can finish at the rim or underneath you, the more they have to do that, the better, a 12-foot and an 8-foot uncontested shot is easy. It's like a fucking layup for a college player or a good high school player. That's where I made my bread and butter. That's where I go for 30 and a quarter. And it wasn't wide open. No, I would be dribbling, jumping, step back, pump, fake, up, I couldn't block my shot. Okay. Ralph Sampson couldn't block my shot because I was the type of person, like when I played against big guys, I knew exactly how high it had to go. You could block the first one, but you weren't getting any more after that. Okay. I see where that arm's at. And you would just shoot completely over that arm. Used to frustrate the shit out of them. You had to practice it. No, I practiced making shots up, down, off the top, the back, everywhere. Anyway, everywhere. Because me and Dad talked about DJ's percentage, and he said he should be able to shoot. Said that the thing is you have these athletic guys that are trying to make it hard for you to make a shot. Well, then you have to aim, and you have to know where to shoot it, when to shoot it, and how to shoot it, and when it's appropriate. So it should only take one or two times of him blocking your shot to realize, okay, I have to put it under this side of the rim or Mike's going to get it. I have to shoot this high over the guy who's 7 foot tall or he's going to block it. The guy who's 7 foot tall, he couldn't jump like Ralph, so I knew right away. And he goes, it's almost emasculating. He goes, it makes you feel embarrassed. You're 6 feet tall. And you look right at me, and you just don't even hesitate, and you jump and shoot right over me, and you make it almost every time. Yeah. And I didn't see it go in because you're a big guy. But I knew it was going in. But I didn't see it. Once you shoot it, it's not like, it's like a 18 with a bullet. Got my finger on the trigger, going to pull it. Once you shoot it, it's gone. Okay. So you aim and shoot, and once it leaves your fingertips, you don't have to see it go in. You know it's going in, right? And that's basketball. So that's confidence. That's doing something over and over again and putting your peaches in the basket. The biggest problem is coaches. What I hated, because coaches, they wouldn't let you do certain things. Either you're being selfish or you're doing this, and so you couldn't. My organized coaches fucked me up. This Coach Valley, Coach Payne, Coach other, all my league, Danny, all my city league coaches and stuff like that. Earl, when you got it, take it. Open shot, you're gonna take it. If you shoot, you're gonna make it. And that's what they said. You can take it, you'll make it. Just you're gonna make it more times than you don't. So it's open, you take it, you'll make it. And I did. And when you play with coaches like that, it's like, yeah, open shot. Danny got after me. I was like, well, no, I acquiesced in City League because I didn't want to embarrass those grown men because I was a 15-year-old Mexican that was dating Jesse's daughter. And it was bad enough that I dropped 20 to 30 dimes a game that I didn't want to score on them. It's not as emasculating if the kid is running and gives it to a professional athlete who shoots over you or dunks over you. That's not as, well, I don't know, my alley-oops were gorgeous, but it's old Steve. Throw it over there. Okay. He wants me to throw it 3 feet behind his head. You got to do what your teammates say. I'm playing for a pimp and a drug dealer in a city league with ex-pro ball players. Yeah, so you had to sit there. Well, actually, Steve was a ex and current pro. After he didn't play with us anymore because I think he went to play in Europe and stuff. So yeah, but yeah, just throw it up there. I liked Henderson. He was quiet and he was real nice. He's about 6'6". He was our constant big man that was always there. Steve showed up sometimes and sometimes he didn't. And Henderson always showed up, always rebounded, always rim protected, always was perfect on his back cuts for the alley oop. Never missed the alley oop. I don't think we ever missed an alley oop. I think with him, every time it wasn't, throw it way up. It was like he knew I knew where to throw it, and I would throw it up right to the rim, and he would just go up and grab it and slam it. And it was easy to throw to him because he was 6'6" and he was about a buck 85 or 90. He was a real quick and good leaper. So you'd just go back and you'd see him, and how it is, eye contact, like with a little girl with the Jerry curl from 71st High School, I think, in Fayetteville. She'd just give me that look, and I would, okay. It used to embarrass the hell out of the guys in the Air Force. It's like, she was 5'4". Some guy would be Gardner. He'd be about 5'6" or 5'8", and I would throw a lob up, and she would go get it and just score over him. She could do it over guys that were 6 feet tall. That little girl had like about a 56-inch vertical. She was only about 5'4". Her vertical was sick. I know Danny's was about the same, but she was littler and had smaller hands and stuff. But she could fly. I could throw it up to her, and she could catch it right up underneath the rim and put it right up under the basketball, right up near the rim. That little girl had hops, which I was, Rita Crockett. I grew up in one of my favorite athletes that I used to watch, all the time, was a young lady named Rita Crockett. I don't know if you guys know. Well, she's older than me, but and Flo Hyman. Remember Flo Hyman? Well, Flo Hyman's teammate was Rita Crockett, and Rita was about how tall was Rita? About 5'9" or so. But Rita could jump out of the gym. They'd give her this, Flo was 6'7", and Rita could jump higher than Flo. Flo could reach. She could jump up for a spike, and Rita's head would be right around Flo's forearm. She could jump. So it's like Dina Williams with Kimmy. Kimmy knew. Everybody liked Dina. Dina was a sweetheart. But yeah, she wasn't cocky or mean or shitty. She was a really nice person. She was a good person. She is a good person. Hopefully, yeah, I'm hoping Dina and Gerald are still alive and well. And I hope that Mr. Williams still is. I like Mr. Williams a lot. He did the best he could. He sure kicked Oliver and Treviso in the dick. Yeah. He took Gerald and took him to Parkland High School and said, I'm not going to let my son play for such uncouth, bigoted jerks. I think it would have taught him and Kaufman. No, it didn't teach him a lesson. Kaufman did the same thing next year to me, Paul Martin Diaz, and he already did it to Robert Leidenheimer the year before. Yeah, they were creeps. Creeps and crawls. Yeah, they were the lawyers with the Confederate money for Scooby-Doo, right? Oh, damn. High Point's hanging in there, though. They're hanging in there. Now, their top scorer, when he comes in the second half, he's going to have to focus on containment defense and not go out there and try to, win the game by being overly aggressive and stuff. He needs to realize, that his team needs him on the floor, and he needs to play intelligently and not overly emotionally. He needs to realize that right up off the bat. Oh, nice shot, baby boy. Good job. That little number 3's quick. Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm rooting for High Point. I liked High Point for a long time. I lived in North Carolina. Okay. High Point's one of my my favorite schools. Appalachian State, High Point, East Carolina, and what do I do? Western. Yeah, well, Western. I like Western. Western, the Catamounts. Yeah, there are. I know that Western and Appalachian are huge rivals. Not anymore. Maybe in basketball, are they still in the same conference in basketball? I don't know if they is or not, but they was in football for a long ass time, and Chului. It's a indigenous word. Yeah, it's in the mountains. It's a beautiful country. Oh yeah, it's gorgeous. Yeah, I was not far from there when I was at a little store with a gas station, and I called to see how things were going at Tulsa Regional Medical Center, and Aunt Thella was all excited. You take your time and get here safe, but you get here, but you have a beautiful baby boy. Yeah, Arthella Hughes, one of the most beautiful women in the history of Tulsa, Oklahoma. You ain't met much better. Hardworking, strong, loving. I told you all that story when they had affirmative action, right? Thella worked her ass off to get it was in like a government agency to get a position, a supervisor position. She worked her tail off. It took her like 10, 20, long ass time to get moved up to supervisor, but she worked her butt off, right? And this little black girl came in from college. All this, she comes in. Oh, I'm so glad the sister. Blah 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 blah. And she came out on our first day, and oh, I'm working for a sister. Oh, hi. She took 2 hours for lunch. Came all back. Oh, hi. And then she was getting ready to leave. And Thella said, and the girl was getting ready to go. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. She goes, you ain't going nowhere. You owe me an hour. She's what? She goes, sister, I worked my ass off to get here. We didn't have the affirmative action bullshit y'all got to get up in here. Okay? I worked my tail off. I proved myself to these people, took so much shit and worked so hard to get this. I'll be damned if I'm going to let some little pretty little bitch like you come in and take my work away. You got to work the same way I had to. Yeah. Okay. Arthella Hughes. That's why when I was counting my money when we was walking out of that grocery store, when I was looking at it to make sure I had all the gas money and hotel money to get back to Fayetteville and shit, Thella like, Earl, what you doing? I was like, I ain't worried. Why, you got my back. I wouldn't be counting this right now if I didn't have you as my backup with me, girl. She's like, Earl, you crazy. Like, no, I'm not. This is the best place to do this. What about in the car? Maybe could have done it in the car, but had my wallet open and was putting it in my back pocket because we just got through picking up groceries and stuff. So it was funny. Yeah, no, I love that woman so much. Thella Hughes. Yeah. She is one of the most beautiful women you ever seen. Yeah, she's strong and she's a single mom because state sucks, and families are not an institution. Families are holy covenants for eternal faithful love. Okay. Institutions, that's where they incarcerate people to indoctrinate them. Okay? Just because you guys take words and manipulate people with words doesn't mean I have to believe any of the bullshit about your words. I trust all institutions for indoctrination, for incarceration, about not even half as much as Jealous Darling trusts Johnny Rodriguez. We've heard that one before. Yes, sir. Jealous darling that you are, you think you know me. You don't trust me half as far as you can throw me. You know I cheated on someone to get to you. But running round is something only you can make me do. You hold on to me, sweetheart, and I won't stay very far from you. Jealous darling, I'm jealous of you too. Johnny Rodriguez, one of the best. Yeah. No, I was sad that he accidentally shot like a guest in his house because he thought he had an intruder. And that'd be horrible. Well, because of acute paranoia and schizophrenic things, drugs and partying and all people coming and ripping you off. Well, that'd be terrible. Yeah, that's a horrible feeling, Lloyd. Yeah, we need even better than Les Miserables. No one feels like they have to be extorted or exploited, so Liam Neeson doesn't have to steal the candlesticks, and then when the police catch him and they bring him back, and the priest sits there and goes, "You forgot the silverware," right? Boom, 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 boom. I profess now, just because the words of manifest, they will take you, sedate you. I was watching some of the stuff, like I said, with the Trump and the oil people, and the political arena is in the lion's den, and artificial general intelligence is a job owning the ass. Hey, they made my life into a big biblical study for scientific adventures and stuff. And Bill Nye, the science guy, and the rest of those people, and Neil deGrasse, none of those award-winning scientists know what the fuck they're doing. Woman, you are playing with powers outside your kin. Well, your kin can kiss my Barbie. I'm just kidding around. I'm not that type. I ain't playing. It's Lord's Prayer. Outro. Oh, nothing at all. Right. I'm in it to live it and love it. I'm not in it to win it. I don't believe in money, and I won't fight and kill and fuck over it. We all know that. Earl's perfect like Job. Seriously, it's my Job. Yahweh. Okay, Jonah. Okay. Ain't you don't see me getting swallowed by no, I'm not Captain Ahab, bitch. Or quick scoffing. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So just hang in there. I expect to be uncomfortable and abused by perverts until further notice, to some degree or another, whatever they think they can pull off. But like I said, Suki tells me that. None of this is your issue, Parsons. That's all their issue. But Nebuchadnezzar, had to... It's different. This is way different than Nebuchadnezzar with Daniel. This is way different than with Pharaoh with Joseph. This is way different with Caesar with Jesus. This is radically different. We have quantum computing, artificial general intelligence. This is relative forms of faithful communication that save people from genocide and putting the entire planet and species at risk because of irrational genocidal operation. This is radically different. This is a different world than where you came from. Okay. This is different than Lisa Bonet and Jasmine Guy hanging out with Kadeem Hardison and Ron. I can't remember what Ron's name was, but we always say, Ron, Brian, you like Ron, Brian. Old Ooch. Hope Ooch is doing well. I love him. He's one of my best buddies. Okay, guys, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out, man.